When cutting up vegetables, I like to use a knife. I've heard some people use spoons, but it's a bit messy and everything gets all over the kitchen. A bit like Tony Blair's manifesto. So what I like to do is simply cut round it as if it's almost a pumpkin, or like you're piercing the belly button out of a mad Vegas dancer, and pull. Oh, what a satisfying splurge that was. And now I just like to slice down the middle, very, very simply, quite humbly, quite modestly, as if one is bowing to the vegetable that grew in the earth. What I like to use in the kitchen are certain tools that help me when I'm creating my astoundingly wonderful dishes. And one of them is this very handy chopping board. It may look like an ordinary chopping board, but actually it's got a rather nifty little hidden function. What you do is you simply grasp the handle firmly, as if you're holding the reins of a camel, and swiftly just pull up, and you see it instantly turns into a little dish, whereby you can just scrape it neatly into your pan without getting any on the hob at all. See, and there we are. Wonderfully neat. Sometimes your chopping board runs out of space. Ah, voila. So what I like to do is use half of the vegetable as a sort of temporary vase to display the cut vegetables in a scenic and aesthetically pleasing, but also practical way. A bit like going camping, but not taking a tent, taking a house on wheels. Now, what we're going to do is add half of this rather gorgeous courgette into our delicious little meal. I don't like to see uniform courgette on a plate. That just makes me feel slightly sick. So, as I say, chunky. And then you get to the last piece. I like to dice it instead of slice it. Maybe make your guests wonder what you're eating. Confuse them, bedazzle them with courgette. Now, some say that mange tout is simply too phallic for a family meal. But I think that they're focusing on the wrong thing. I mean, can you do this to a man's phallus? No. Now, of course, we're forgetting my secret ingredient. It adds a delicious scent.
That'll do!
Simply pour some tap water and let it just fill up. Turn it on. And now it's time for the central ingredient of the entire meal. A sort of potato-type pasta, which I like to call by the traditional Italian name of gnocchi. I like to stir towards the heart in a country manner. I feel it adds just a little flavour of soul. Drain, bang, deliver. It may look a bit like a molehill that a passing seagull has defecated upon, but trust me, this dish is marvellous. A little tip for those in a hurry to plate up. You don't always need a cloth. And for dessert, a simple Italian treat.